What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Valkyrie podcast, and today we have one cute motherfucker. He's one of the content creators here at Valkyrie, and he's also a member of Team SideQuest. If you don't know them, totally go check them out. They're fucking awesome too. But ladies and gentlemen, Chef Kyle, aka Mazards. How you doing today, bud?
Doing very good, man. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing alright, kind of bummed around. Today's Friday, so it's Friday.
Absolutely, man. It's the weekend is finally here, dude.
It's finally here, man. We got the Super Bowl this weekend. That's going to be fun. I can't wait for that halftime show.
That's going to be crazy. Someone just told me either this morning or the other day, like 50 Cent's going to be in it now.
What, really?
Like, I swear to God, my buddy just messaged me, like, did you hear about 50 Cent? I'm like, no, what happened? He's like, dude, he's supposed to be part of the halftime. I'm like, no, he's not. Like, sure enough, he's supposed to be, though. So,
damn.
That's going to be naughty, dude.
Dude, imagine 50 Cent just rolls in halfway through, Dr. Dre and Snoop going through something. Oh, my God. That would be awesome.
Just like, what's up?
What's up, dudes? We're crashing the party here. Yeah, no, I listened to the press conference today because they did, the one with, I think it was just... Dr. Dre did most of the talking with Nate Burleson. They asked him, "Yo, are there gonna be any surprises?" And he's like, "Yeah, we're gonna do something. Not gonna tell you what, but we're doing something." I'm like, "Oh man, if this halftime show is disappointing, I'm very fucking disappointed."
Dude, it's gonna be just bad then, man. But you know what? The past few have been okay though, so it's like, yeah, I'm not really too worried about it.
Right.
So we'll see what happens,
Like last year's was kind of but there was also COVID and stuff too.
Yeah,
so they had a lot of
they wanted to party, but they were like, "But keep your distance, partying."
Yeah, right. And kind of with the halftime show like that, they kind of had their struggles and stuff.
Yeah.
What, the year before that, or no, it was 2 years ago before that. The Eagles one with, I think it was Justin Timberlake.
Yeah.
That one was solid. I'll take that one.
That was a fun show. That was fun to watch.
Right.
Absolutely.
But we'll just kind of dive into it. Some of our audience may not know who you are for some reason. God doesn't know why. But they may not know you at this point. So, just kind of tell the people who Mazards is.
So, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mazards, as my boy just told you. So, I am an FPS charity streamer. So, I focus a lot on just FPS games. I do some variety on the side, but my main focus has always been first-person shooters. I've always just been a fan of them ever since Call of Duty 4 back on the PS3, way back when. So I'm probably dating myself a little bit for some of the newer people here.
You fucking youngins.
I know, right? Freaking okay, boomer. Okay, thanks.
We're boomers at this point, man.
But I've just been doing that, and then I've always enjoyed just the idea of just entertaining. So for me, I figured while I'm entertaining, why not spread spread love and charity and hope everywhere. So that's when I started getting into the streaming side plus the charity side. So I kind of just figured I kind of mesh them together and kind of see what goes on.
Mm-hmm.
And I've just been doing it for a little over 2 years now. I think October 14th, I think it was my 2-year anniversary. So a little over 2 years. So so far, knock on wood, man, we're doing all right.
Oh yeah, dude, you're fucking killing it. I look at your numbers every fucking week, and it's like, God damn, when is this dude gonna hit 10K on TikTok? But damn, he's doing good.
We're getting there, man.
We're getting there.
Dude.
At some point, we're gonna reach 10K. But so you kind of mentioned hey, you want to kind of entertain and you want to do good with streaming and gaming and stuff. What kind of drove you into that passion for wanting to do all that sort of stuff?
So, again, gaming's always been my thing. I've been gaming since I had a Super Nintendo back when I was 5 years old. So I've always been a gamer. Almost 22 years as a gamer. And then so I think it was 2017, early 2017. My first gaming PC that I ever had just took a crap on me. So I was like, oh man, I'm all right, well whatever. And I can focus on school and do all that stuff. So since I couldn't play games, I just used my computer for work, for school. And then once it finally crapped out on me, I didn't know what to do. So I kind of just had I had no games for 7 months. I didn't game or anything for 7 straight months. Yeah, it was rough. Oh, it
That
was a rough
that's
one, man.
that's a rough time right there.
Yeah,
Oof.
but I mean, I was still in school, so I was like, it was like my senior year of school, so I was like of college, so I was
Uh,
like, I kind of had to buckle down anyway.
Wait,
So
how
it
old
was
are
like
you? No
me.
offense.
I am 28 now. I just turned 28.
Holy dude, I thought you were like my age.
No, nah, I'm older than you
Fuck.
youngins. It's the face. The face, makes me look younger.
The crystal clear skin and oh man, I
But
feel like a zoomer compared to some of you dudes, and I'm still sitting there. It's like you guys have a better gunny than I do.
I'm just trying to be like you, my boy.
Hey, I'm chasing perfection, and you're seeing it on the other side of the screen right now.
Hey yo. This
That's oh wait, no, it is that side over there.
the only way which way. Uh, but
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, you're good. And it was like right after I graduated in like May of 2018 is when I graduated. And I was like, all right, cool. Like, hey, like I can finally get a job. So I graduated with my bachelor's in teaching for high school. And I was like, oh, let's, hopefully I can get a job. So the school that I was being mentored at, I was like, hey, like, do you guys have any openings? And they're like, unfortunately, like the last person we hired was like 2 years ago from the same university as you, and
Oof.
we are kind of full right now. It's like, I'm like, so you guys don't need like maybe like a teacher's aide, like maybe like a partner thing? They're like, well, not right now. We just filled up those positions like last year. I was like, but we could, we can put in a good word for you, and if anything comes up, we'll let you know. I'm like, all right. So, I'm scouting around. I went through maybe like at least 10, 12 different high schools. I applied to all of them. I got like 2 callbacks saying that they would call me for, so they called me back, say, hey, we're interested in you. We want to just kind of do like a quick 5-minute phone interview with you, just kind of get to know you. And then we'll give you a call back for your date and time for like an in-house one. I'm like, all right, cool. Never got callbacks. So I was like, all right. So I
Oof.
tried calling them back myself. No response. I'm like, all right, whatever. So, putting in applications, and then I ended up getting a job at a small little Catholic high school that's like about 20 minutes from my house. And when I got there, like, what a lot of people don't know is like a lot of like private Catholic high schools, like, they don't pay a lot of money. Um, it's
Most
basically
high schools don't in general.
some
Do
do if you find like the nicer
like the good
neighborhoods.
ones. Yeah.
Yeah, like I know like the school that I graduated from, I know like some of the teachers there start off at like 52, 55. And like some of
Dang.
them are, yeah, some of them like right now that have been there like 20 years are making like over 110K. And like,
Fuck.
yeah, no, they make, if you find a good high school, they pay you, especially if you like go back and get your research and all that stuff every like few years, they pay you big money. So I was trying to get to like that like branch because the district that I was teaching at for like the first 6 months was the same district that I graduated from, so
Hmm.
they're all the same district. Um, and like none of them had openings. So when I went to the Catholic high school, like I was there for like a week. They were getting my contract set up, and then like the day I went to go sign my contract, they're like, yeah, so your salary will be, because I was there like 6 days or 5 days a week, so and I was there like 7, 8 hours, and they're like, yeah, so your salary's gonna be like 10K a year, and I was like, you mean a month? And they're like, no, a year, and I was like, no. I'm like, and I literally told the person, I was like, do you see that brand new 2018 Jeep that I just bought out there? I'm like, I literally just bought that 2 months ago. Like, that will not cover my anything. And they're like, well, this is what we can afford right now. I'm like, you've got over 80 teachers here. Like, are they all getting paid the same wage? Like, well, no, some are getting paid like, like 22, 25. And I'm like, what? Like, how does anyone survive on that? And then when I like started like thinking about it, I realized a lot of them are like retired vets that get a pretty good pension.
Oh, okay, that makes
So
sense. So they
whatever
don't
they
really
make,
need it, and
they don't. So whatever they're making at the school is just kind of like, I got add, an add on to what they're making. I was
it pays
like,
for their
well,
summer
I'm not military,
vacation.
so I'm like, so like, well, that's what we can offer you. And I'm like, yeah, I'm like, sorry, I'm gonna have to decline. So all that paperwork you just did, I'm sorry, throw it out. And I literally got up and walked out because I do a 10K. No one can
10K.
survive on 10K a year.
Fuck no, dude.
I'm like, screw whatever. So I left. And then like maybe a couple months later, I was like, man, like I was kind of like, getting into that like state of like depression where I was like, you know what, man, like I got no job. I was working part time at my parents' restaurant for a while. But it's like that's not what I wanted to do. I really wanted to teach,
Yeah.
So from there, I decided I'm like, okay, well, you know what? Like, I haven't played video games in probably almost a year now at this point. It's been almost like 10 months. I'm like, you know what? I'm like, screw it. Let me build a gaming computer. So I built my first rig, um, and I built it myself because the last one I had a buddy of mine help me build it because he was like into computers and stuff like that. So I built mine myself. Started gaming, and then like I think like not even like maybe a month after I built it, like that's when COVID
Hmm.
kicked in. So I was like, crap. I'm like, so now like no schools are looking. My place of business, my parents' place shut down. We were shut down for like, almost like 9 months.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, like what do I do? Like I don't know what to do at this point now. So, and I spent a lot of time on Twitch, for the longest time, watching Tim the Tatman, Doc, Lupo, Ninja, we all watched all of them, you know what I mean?
All the popular kids.
All the OGs, yeah. And I was like, I wonder how hard that would be to do, like just to start streaming. Like, can I do it? I'm like, screw it, why not? We're all in, quarantine for the first 2 weeks. For 2 weeks it'll give me something to do.
You were one of those
Obviously,
kids that was like, I'm gonna take up streaming. This is doable during COVID.
well, the reason why I took it up is because like I feel like I enjoy talking to people, but
Yeah.
I also enjoy playing games. So I'm like, why not just mesh the two together and see what happens? So I jumped into it. I bought the standard, C920 Logitech, webcam. Bought the Yeti, the blue Yeti mic, and all that stuff. I did all the fancy things. And I started going live, and I had one of my best friends, Dan. He would like play with me every day. We were always constantly talking. Um, and literally every day, almost 5, 6, sometimes even 7 days a week, I would just constantly be just streaming and streaming, just see what happens. It's slowly a following built up, and I think we made affiliate in like the first maybe 2, 3 months. We made affiliate, and I was like, oh, okay. I'm like, well, we made affiliate. We were already on step 2. Let's just kind of see where it goes. And like, I started meeting some really cool people. Like AOB. I met him through streaming. I met a couple of my some of my close friends through it, and I just started to enjoy it way more. I literally stopped putting in applications for teaching. I'm like, let me just ride this wave, see what happens, and it's just been great. Every day I go live, it's been a great time, and just never looked back really. So here we are now.
Damn, dude, that's like the dream right there. Cause like, you have a lot of those kids that started streaming, especially at the beginning of the pandemic, because that was a huge spike in
Yeah.
streamers and viewership numbers for esports even and stuff too. Because there was no sports
Mhm.
at the time, right?
Right.
So like, I remember first week of COVID, like it was just sports highlights and stuff like that. And then the week after,
Mhm.
they would be showing like Aya racing for the first time on ESPN, and I would be sitting there, interesting. And then Rocket League and like League of Legends would pop up a little
Yeah.
bit more often and stuff. And shit, I was Snapchatting with Jerry. Jerry sent me a Snapchat the other day, and he was at B Dubs, and they had a League of Legends on the big screen, or it was like this one of the bigger screens next to like the big screen, because there was like like the Olympics are going on right now, obviously, so like they had the
Yeah.
Olympics on the big one, but like they had League of Legends and stuff on like one of the front screens in there. I was like, that's fucking dope,
Like there's no shot, but it's
right?
there though.
It's there. But like now those sorts of things are starting to creep through, right? And that's, but like I was saying, like you had a lot of kids that started streaming and they reached affiliate kind of quick because there wasn't a whole ton for people to
Right. Everyone
do.
was just bored
Everybody
and
was at
didn't know
home.
what to do.
Yeah. But like you quickly found that community real, like, and every time I jump into your stream, it's like, yo, dude, it's always a vibe, no matter what. Like the community that you've built is freaking awesome, and we'll kind of dive into that here in a little bit. But like, how did you go from let's give this a shot to, okay, yo, this is something I can actually try pursuing, and like you said, riding that wave? Like, how did you mentally go from, okay, traditionally I would keep putting out applications and stuff, to no, I can do this potentially.
I think what made that shift for me, I would say it would have to be when I started like getting people that would come in and they would like ask me for advice. Like, hey, like I'm kind of going through some stuff right now. Like, what do you think I should do? And I kind of, with my students, a lot of my students were freshmen. I had like 6 classes, I think I had when I was teaching, 6 or 7 classes. I can't remember. But I had like 130 something kids, and I want to say like probably like 112 or 113 of them, maybe a few more were all freshmen. And we all remember being a freshman in high school. It was like a scary time. It's a whole new place, whole new school. You don't really have that many friends because a lot of your friends probably went to different schools.
You go from being the top to, oh, you're at the bottom again.
To the bottom
Yeah.
of the total ball. So you're like, you're sitting there in your big backpack and you're like, oh, what's going on here? So
This
I
shit's scary, dude.
right, because you're not used to the big tall lockers, the big hallways, and bringing bigger kids are pushing you around because there's 500 plus more kids in the school than you had before.
Hmm.
So I understood the fear that a lot of my freshmen had. I understood that, and I related to them to that. I'm like, hey, it happens. Like you are in you're encountering new experiences now, and that's just normal. But you have to find a way to kind of like get past that. So I talked to a lot of kids that were struggling at home. They had relationship issues, which, by the way, I mean, like 14-year-olds that have relationship issues. It's like they met the girl, their man of their dreams, and they break up with them 2 days later, and now all hell's
It's the
raining
end of the
loose.
world.
Right. It's like those are the things I dealt with for 6 months, and I think when you start developing like a relationship with these kids that I did, a lot of them like looked up to me as like someone for advice. Hey, like I'm thinking about joining this cooking competition. I don't know if I should do it. Like, well, hey, like bring me something to try, and if I like it, I'll let you know. Sure enough, one of my kids brought like these like these like awesome like little chocolate truffles that she handmade. I'm like, bro, put these in, like put these in. Whether you win or lose, at least you get your name out there. I think she won like second place out of like 200 people. I was
Oh, that's dope.
like, dude, that's freaking nuts. Like, you know what I mean? Like, come on, like, why wouldn't
Hmm.
you just try? So. And a lot of kids started like questioning things. I would kind of like sit down with them, talk to them, kind of like vibe with them for a little bit, like I do with with my viewers. Um, and a lot of them actually ended up doing really awesome things. I still keep tabs on a lot of them, and they all hit me up once in a while, like, hey, I'm graduating from here, or hey, I just got the scholarship. They'll still hit me up because we developed a really cool relationship with each other. And I decided I wanted to take kind of like that feel, like what it was like for me to be in a classroom. I'm like, I wonder if I can bring that on the stream now somehow. Just kind of be that person, like that guidance that people need. That's why I always tell
Hmm.
people, if you ever need a talk, or if you ever need someone to chat to, or need any support, come on in. We can talk with you. We can vibe with you. Kind of figure out, help you with a solution. And once I started seeing people coming in more often, like the same people, like reoccurring viewers coming back, and a lot of them would thank me. They'll be like, "Oh, that didn't really work. Would you have any other ideas?" And we would go back and forth. And then when I started getting like when I got my first actual subscriber, like not from like a friend that like, hey man, I got a free Prime sub, here you go. It's like when I actually got like my first real subscription, I was like, this feels pretty good. Like, okay, like the followings are going up. I got a couple, like 5, 10 subs at the time. I was like, oh, this is great. But I think the biggest thing that hit me the most was when I met Wolf, my mod.
That goat.
But right, you know my boy Wolf.
Wolf is a goat, dude. Like,
He's such a good dude, man. I love the guy to death. And when I got to meet him in person, dude, it was just like such a surreal like thing to actually meet him in person, man. He's like 6 foot like 3, like
you're looking
just
up at him
freaking.
like, oh my god.
I was like, wow. So you really are? I was like, yeah, I am. But I remember when the guy that he was watching on Twitch, he rated me, and I was probably playing Call of Duty at the time, which Wolf's not a big Call of Duty fan, but he enjoyed just the vibes of my stream from who I am. And when he like would come back, like he would come in, he'd be like, hey, what's up? And he wouldn't talk much. He would kind of like be like very distant, which is
Hmm.
okay, I get it. But like almost every time I started going live, he kept coming back and kept coming back. And I slowly started kind of like, I was like watching him like kind of like break out of his shell more, because he kept like talking more, started asking more questions. And the one day I got off stream, he like sent me this big old message on Discord. I still remember like almost everything he said. But just to shorten it down, he was like, "Hey man, like, are you busy?" I'm like, "No, what's up, dude?" He's like, "Hey man, I just really want to tell you, like, I really appreciate what you do. Like, I know you're not a big time streamer, and I get, that you probably don't have a lot of time for all of us, but like I really want to thank you for really helping me like break through my depression and just being such a good, genuine dude that like is willing to sit and talk to me and kind of just like vibe out and actually make me feel like I belong to be here, like I should be here, and I should be like more active with people, and just really like he pretty much just like was like throwing himself to me without barely knowing me,
Hmm.
and it like hit me. I was like, man, like if I can make a connection that quickly with one good person, if I can, the way I saw it is like if I can make one person's day a little bit better, I've done my job. Whether it be teaching or streaming, like, if I can make one person's day go from bad to good, I've done a good deed and I've done my job for the day. So then after Wolf hit me with that, I was like, now what if I could do that to like two people a day, three, five, 10, 20, 100,000 people a day? What if I could just change people's days like in an instant? Like can I do that?
Hmm.
Screw it, I'm gonna try it. Let's just go for it. What do I got to lose? If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If it works, awesome. And I dove right into it, man. And it just, you get, I'll get DMs almost every other day. Like people just like, hey man, thank you so much for everything. It's like I didn't do anything. Like you guys are just talking. I'm just replying. Like you don't need to thank me for being an ear to talk to, because everyone deserves at least one person to talk to.
Hmm.
But I'm glad that they chose me because it's like I've been through it all. I've been through losses. I've been through, heartache. I've been through, losing friendship, losing family. I've been through all that. So it's like I get what people are all going through. Um, and I wanted to take my experiences and my knowledge and kind of apply to others that are doing the same thing to get them through their issues and their hard times quicker, so they can pick themselves up and keep going further. So that's kind of the reason why I've just never stopped doing it.
There you go. And it kind of snowballed from there, right? Like,
It really did. It really did. And then one person came in, then Wolf brought in a couple of his friends, and then a couple of other viewers brought in their friends, and now we're essentially like a giant family. Like me, Mead, my other mod.
hmm,
I met him through Wolf. Like Wolf introduced him to me.
yeah,
So and that's just how it is, man. Like it just kept going and going. I never thought about stopping at that point. I was like, man, like there's so many people coming in and hanging out and actually having a good time and are constantly coming back every time I go live. They're always back in the chat, like waiting for me. Like even before I even like transition, they're already like, yeah, let's go. And I'm like, let's go, all right. Oh yeah, I just never stopped. I kept going.
yeah, man, dude, it's impressive to see where, because when you joined us, what, that was September,
Almost
or was that July?
July, yeah, it was
July, because
July.
yeah, because it
Yeah.
was you then okay, yeah,
Mm.
yeah. So yeah, so July, it's like just watching the progress that you've made from July to even like the end of the year, right? That 6 months,
Mhm.
just mind blowing at times, because it's like you had so many spurts to where it was clicking, just one thing after another, and it's like, how did you understand in like those moments, hey, this is where I can connect with people on multiple levels? Like, how did you go about really developing those relationships and building out your community to a point where, hey, we're active in Discord, I'm mating, like, how did you develop your community? I'll just start with that.
So it's the idea of like I know what my ideals in life are. I'm just a very just chill dude. I don't like confrontation. I don't like arguing. Um, and I'm the sole belief of like paying it forward. So it's like, hey, like if I made you feel better today, I want you to make the next person that comes into the chat, whether it's me or you, one of us has to try and make that person feel better. And then it's just pay it forward. The next person that comes in, hey, I made this person feel better because now they're talking, they're vibing, they're actually having a good time. All right, now that person doesn't do the same thing to the next person. Keep going, keep it going, and I think that my community started like realizing kind of what I was trying to do, like by just vibing and just make people laugh. Like I love being a center of attention. I love to be the star of the show. As much as I hate to say that because it makes me feel so like just like that guy, but I just like I like to be that guy because I like to entertain and just make people laugh to make them feel better.
Hmm.
People shouldn't be sad, and I think like I said, like I think my community like just started like realizing kind of like, hey, like he just wants to have fun. He wants people to be happy. Like let's model that and let's do what he does. Just try to keep people happy, keep people laughing. And I think I feel like the people that I bring into are people that have experienced hard times. And I know a lot of them have because I've talked to them like, one on one before, whether it be gaming or just like through Discord or something. I've heard a lot of their stories, and a lot of them have gone through even stuff worse than me, but they've learned to pick themselves up. Mead Maker is definitely one of the guys who's went through. I mean, been dragged through hell and back several times, and listening to his story, listening to Wolf's story, just everyone that I've met, like they've all gone through stuff, but they've always found a reason to keep smiling, keep being happy,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what I did. And I think they've, once people kind of get a feel for who you are, then you tend to bring in more people like you because people understand the vibe that you put out. They understand it, and they want to kind of like they want to match it. I guess that's the way to
Mm-hmm.
put it for me. Um, so that's what I do. Usually if anyone's being toxic or rude or just straight up like just arrogant, like hey, you're obviously not a good fit for us. We gotta let you go. And that's what we do. We try to keep a very just like positive only vibe at all times, and that's just what I've always been doing. I've always been chill, laid back. I always try to be welcoming, try to be a warm person, and I just think that people just enjoy that ideal. So they bring in people that feel the same way, or maybe they bring in people that are struggling that they want them to feel better, and that's just kind of how the community just kind of blew up. We try to talk about like random stuff in the Discord. Like we'll just like do like questions of the day now, where it's like, hey, like here's the question today: would you rather fly like at 20 miles an hour or run 1,000 miles an hour? And then we get people like, oh, this is what I would do, and like, they would give examples of why, and then we all just started laughing because some of them were like, oh, I don't know, I just want to get like, I want to get to McDonald's and back in like 12 seconds. It's like, all right, bet, I get it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just stuff like that. It's just like we just make jokes, and it's just everything we do is just a joke. So it's like we just have fun with whatever we do, and again, it's just a great time, and it's just everything just snowballed from the community too, from the channel even to the Discord. We just kind of go back and forth, and we find reasons like just to make sure we stay happy. And I'm glad the community understands what we're trying to do and what what we plan on doing for the future.
Yeah, man, and it's as much as it sucks. I can't be active in everybody's Discord because like
Right,
it's
but
so freaking much to keep track
it
of.
is, but
But like,
it makes sense though because especially with work and with what's going on in your life, but you also have several of us creators that you're talking to too. So it's hard, and
yeah,
it makes sense as to why. You know what I mean? So
but like I check in like there's the right click as red button. I don't do
yeah.
that shit with any because it's nice to be able to scroll through people's Discords and be like, yo, dude, this person is doing a great fucking job. You're one of the few people to where I can genuinely say, like, dude, I don't know how this motherfucker does it, but it blows my mind sometimes where just how active your community is with so many different aspects of everything. So then I guess really, how did you go about, or I would say, I'm going to word it this way. If you were to give advice to a new creator right now, what would you tell them as like the first step other than going live and building the community?
uh I will say, like, again, being a two year streamer now, I've learned that the first year was going to be a struggle. Maybe first, I would say the first 6 months are going to be a bigger struggle because if you don't have friends that either A, stream, or B, play video games, or share any interest that you are very passionate about, it'll be very hard to grow. um However, I will say the biggest thing to do, and I always stress this to a lot of people that come on my channel that ask me the same question. You need to put yourself out on more social media than just Twitch, or even if you're a YouTube streamer too. You need to put yourself out there more with other content. I know some people, like there's some people out there that they want to be just content creators, and then there's people that want to be just streamers. However, if you're becoming a streamer, you're pretty much signed up to both.
Mm-hmm.
Um, YouTube lately has been such a big blow up in platform, for building your platform. A lot of people say, posting YouTube videos like constantly helps. Um, but obviously, if you don't know how to edit, if you don't know how to like, if you can make a 10, at least like a 8 to 10 minute long video, I would say definitely go to TikTok. And I'm the kind of guy who like when I first heard about like TikTok, I'm like, this is stupid. Who uses TikTok? Like then you see like like a bunch of
Yep.
like younger kids that are like doing all the dances, trying to like copy moves, and I'm like, this is not even choreography. Like who's gonna watch this? And then sure enough, you
That
got people that get like 100 million views, and it's like, for what? Like what is this? Like it doesn't do anything. But then you start having these people that are coming in, like they're bringing in car stuff, cooking, computers, gaming. They bring in so much more content now
hmm
that it's a platform for everybody. Just like how YouTube and Twitch are, it's a platform for anyone. Um, but I would definitely say that if you're a brand new streamer and you're like you're just getting yourself set up, like start make a TikTok, make a YouTube, Instagram, hit or miss. I really don't suggest Instagram too much, but definitely YouTube and TikTok. I would definitely like start with those two. Just that put yourself out there, because the more avenues you put out for yourself, the more chance you have someone to find you. That's definitely something I recommend, because if you're just trying to stream, and I always stress this too, do not stream more than like 3-4 days a week. If you're streaming, if you're thinking you're gonna grow so much quicker by streaming 5, 6, 7 days a week, 8, 10 hour days, it might work for like maybe like a 1 millionth of a person, percentage of people, like 1 millionth percentage of people will actually like blow up. But most of them blow because they get YouTube videos out there, TikTok videos that go viral. I know one of my good friends, he went from 1,000 followers on TikTok to almost 15,000 in like 2 days, because he had one video that blew up to like 4.5 million views. And now
Damn.
he went from like 6 viewers to like 25 viewers in like 2 days. It's just, you
Damn.
have to put yourself out there. You have to, otherwise
hmm
no one will find you, because especially now with everyone trying to become a streamer or a content creator, it went, I think like Twitch itself jumped from like, I think it went from like almost like a million, like 1.2 million like streamers to almost like 3 or 4 million now. Like it almost tripled.
hmm
And it's like it's hard. It was hard to find you when there was a million streamers. And imagine how much harder it's gonna be to find you if there's 4 or 5 million streamers now.
Yep.
It's almost impossible. So that's definitely my biggest thing, is to just start putting yourself on different platforms. Do not buy all the fancy gear. You don't got to buy the $500 XLR. You don't need the $300 Stream Deck. You don't need the $400 headset, the $200 mic. You don't need that. Basic. Start off basic. $50 webcam, $50 mic. If you want good quality headset, okay, that's not a bad thing. But like everything else, start off small and just start making content. If you have a cell phone, which we all do, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everyone's got a cell phone, everyone's got a camera, everyone's got Wi-Fi access. Start making TikTok, start making YouTube Shorts. So YouTube Shorts has actually been blowing up lately too. If you put up like maybe like 3 or 4 shorts, like maybe a week, like I've seen people go from like 10 subs to like almost like 80, 90, 100 subs within like a month or two.
Yeah, I know the shorts
Um,
has been like, it's weird because it's like, TikTok kind of did their thing with the short videos and stuff like that,
hmm,
and formatted a certain way, and obviously people are now taking the shorts from TikTok and uploading them to
posting on
YouTube, and
YouTube.
yeah, exactly right. But like so many different companies are now taking that model, and
Hmm.
this is something to where I always, for at least Twitter and stuff, because I do a lot of the Valkyrie social media stuff in terms of
Hmm.
TikTok and Twitter, but like keep it simple, stupid. Like people don't have a, and I'm not trying to call out people, but people do not have a long attention span these days. So if you can make a
They
short
don't.
short video, like that's why TikTok blew up the way it did, because people can
Hmm.
sit there, scroll through that thing for hours
Oh yeah,
and not
because
run
every video
across
is no more than like 10, 12. Well, before it was only like 15 seconds. I think that was like the max for each video was like 15,
something
30
like that.
seconds.
Yeah,
Now it's like you can go up to like 3 minutes now.
right. But most people don't go up that long. Like I think
No,
the
very,
longest
very, very few do.
the longest I've seen lately is still only like a minute and a half, and that's
Yeah,
if it's going through like a really long story or something. But
right.
like, kind of like you said, it's like it's opened up a large platform of people for like cleaning,
Hmm.
restoring things, cooking, whole 9 yards. Like, I don't know how many times I sat there and scrolled through TikTok and I run across a recipe on something. I'm like, oh my god, I need to try that.
Right.
And then it's like, you keep scrolling. Oh, so that's how you clean that thing, right? And you keep scrolling. It's like, and especially on like gaming TikTok right now too. Like, and you know, this will kind of lead into a question. Like, you have a lot of people are finding a ton of different ways to market themselves to other streamers and stuff. Like, it's insane on how TikTok has kind of revolutionized the content creation space. Because like, you look at content creation before the pandemic, right? Short videos and stuff like that were not the way to go. It was streaming, right, and like you said, 8 to 10 minute YouTube videos. Now it's, all right, we're gonna make these short little bits of content, and we're gonna focus that around. We're gonna take all these short little bits and focus it around our main platform. And that's really kind of just changed a lot in the last 2 years, because it wasn't a huge thing before then, because the algorithms didn't reward short stuff because they couldn't monetize it. Like, you look at YouTube, what the main thing for YouTube, what, like 3 years ago was, hey, you need to have 8 to 12 minute videos to be showing up higher on the algorithm. You need to have all the right pins, blah blah blah. Now you have shorts, and shorts are getting people more views than the actual most of their videos.
Yep.
So
the only thing is, though, those shorts don't bring you income, though.
No, they don't. But it's one way that they drive.
It's just a way to start growing your channel, so that way you can start making the larger videos to actually make money.
Exactly, right? Because like, you know, I haven't checked out a ton of your shorts. No offense, I scroll through your TikTok a lot more. That's the platform I pay most attention to. I'm sitting there, it's like, what stupid things Matt's doing on TikTok today? Nice.
Oh, just wait. We got some coming this week. Don't you worry.
Fuck yes, let's go. Right? But like, you see a lot of content creators taking like the beginning of their YouTube videos, formatting it to where it fits on a nice little screen like this, right, in the vertical view, and check the rest out in today's video. And it drives people to be like, dude, I want to check out that YouTube video.
Right. It grabs your attention.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And people are doing the same thing on TikTok. And, you know, this will actually start off with a question now that I've been talking for a little bit, unfortunately. But, like, how do you personally go from TikTok, your shorts, and you also go live with your streams and stuff, to bringing that audience over to your, like, in my opinion, what your main platform is, with being Twitch?
So, right now, I'm kind of focusing on, like for my shorts, I'm just focusing that. Like, I'm not really trying to bring anyone into my Twitch yet. I'm just trying to grow the YouTube channel that I have with just the shorts, just by post stuff up there. But I think what helps is, when you take your TikTok videos and try to post, like, you know, if you post like a TikTok video, it'll save on your phone with a TikTok watermark. So I think what people have been doing is, like, when I post my TikTok videos to my YouTube shorts, they see the TikTok logo and they're like, oh, he's got a TikTok too. Then they go to my TikTok, they follow my TikTok, and then when I start going live on TikTok, they get the live notification like, oh, hey, I just followed this dude, he's live, let's see. Oh, look at that, he's live on Twitch. And they come to the Twitch. So that's kind of how I work that algorithm out. Like, if I post everything on YouTube, they go to each platform now, because now they're curious, like, oh wait, well, he's got another platform that he you know, makes content on. Let me go check out that content, because it might be different from what he does on YouTube. And then they go to the live stream, because that's something you can see live right now, you know, live feed of what you're doing right now. But I know, like, for me, I've been doing a lot of rebranding lately, so I know my TikTok stuff will be a little bit more different than my YouTube stuff. So, like, I know, like, for my TikTok, I do a lot of just, like, random, like, sounds, and I'll trying to, like, relate it to gaming, or related to, like, you know, the console PC wars that everyone's, like, starting to bring back up again. So I jumped on that bandwagon as fast as I could.
Yeah, fucking Nintendo Switch Sports releases, and everybody's like, we're back, bitches, we're defending our consoles.
Hey, man, if they could do it, they could do it.
Bro, I'm buying a Switch just for that. That was the vibe back in the day, man.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God, yeah. Especially on the Wii. Oh, my God, the Wii,
Wii. Man.
I still have mine, dude. It's just sitting on my shelf, like, staring at me, like, why aren't you playing me?
Right? No, man. Did you ever play Call of Duty on the Wii?
I did. It was so bad, but it was so good.
It Dude, I remember, so Black Ops 1, my friend Jacob and I, we'd hang out, and we'd, we had this big box TV in his basement,
Mm,
and we'd throw the Wii on there. We'd load up Kino, because they didn't have downloadable maps on the Wii, because
right.
like it did for every other platform, and we would run around with the fucking thunder gun turned upside down, because you could do that on the
Cause
Wii.
you can move it around, yeah.
You could move, you could fucking turn it like gangster style, and you just have this giant thing in front
It's a
of your
kill shot.
face.
It's a kill shot. Run.
But like the Wii, man, like that thing was a throwback, and now that they're bringing all those games back, man, that's freaking awesome. But no, continue,
Absolutely.
continue what you were saying.
Right. So I know with like a lot of people like posting up like content right now. So I think like right now YouTube, if especially for newer streamers too, if you're gonna post up any kind of like gaming content, I would say maybe post that more on YouTube. Whether it be the shorts or whether it be the an actual like video. TikTok, their algorithm is kind of like it's kind of strange because I know like for my videos that I've done, like some of them will get like a couple thousand views, but then some will get a couple of hundred. And a lot of people that are doing the gaming thing, a lot of people keep putting up like the gaming like, oh yeah, I just got a 4 kill, 4 kills, I got an ace, I threw a frag, got a double kill. It's like now for most people that actually like that are gamers that care about that stuff, that's great, but unless you are in someone's like for you page for stuff like that, it's the same thing they've seen all day long scrolling through their TikToks.
Hmm.
So it's hard to be like diverse and have a niche when if you're a gamer, you're just putting up gaming clothes. And some will catch, some will grab, but I feel like if you're gonna be on TikTok, you want to at least put up like some like funny clips or something like that shows off who you are rather than your gameplay. Um, so there's a couple of streamers that I've actually been watching lately, just based on how they interact with not only their stream while they're playing, but how they interact with people that they're playing with.
Hmm.
Um, and a lot of them will put like put their Twitch handle, like twitch.tv/ whatever, you know what I mean, whoever they are. Um, and I think if you show off more of your personality on TikTok and show more of your gaming in your YouTube Shorts, I feel you have a better chance of growing. Because again, TikTok is a short time platform. They want to get the information and go. So if you're showing off your gameplay, like you can't show off a really cool 10-second clip of something because usually it's more than 10 seconds. You're running around across the map doing all that stuff. It's not going to be viable in today's TikTok world, in my opinion. But if you show off who you are as a streamer or content creator and show off what you do and show off, are you the kind of guy that supports people? Are you the kind of guy that makes funny content because you think life's funny? You want to enjoy life, every minute of every day. Are you the pro gamer where all you do is just lock yourself in? It's like you have to somehow show that through TikTok and then let YouTube take over everything else and then use both of those to bring people back into your Twitch or YouTube streams, whatever you use.
Yeah, that algorithm can be a mess sometimes. You
It
know.
is. It is because they're always constantly changing too, which sucks. I was actually just talking to my editor for my YouTube videos, and like the things that they require for like the YouTube algorithms, like they usually like will put like, whatever video you create, they usually try to run it through the algorithm where it's like, okay, like you made a video about Fortnite and you're using like a trolling girl voice. Like who else has watched this video like a video like this before that we could show to?
Hmm.
And depending on how many hits you get, like if you start getting views right away, they'll start posting it like, oh hey, this is related to like this person's video. They did the exact same thing. Do you want to watch it? And they'll try to like bump you up more. Um, like I said, TikTok is just everything's different. Like some people say if you use a specific sound and you record for like 7.2 seconds exactly, you'll blow up. It's like again, like all that stuff is is relative, but at the same time, I the way I see it, it's like if you're gonna use like social media like TikTok or YouTube, you have to find what your niche is and you have to market it as fast as you can in order to grow them.
Yeah. Well, we've kind of touched a lot of different bases in terms of developing content creation, stuff like that, right? I guess really, what's kind of the next step for you personally? Like, how do you see? I'll ask you, where do you see yourself this time next year?
Realistically, I'm hoping to,
Finally hit that 10K on TikTok.
that'll be done within 2 months. I hope. that's
We
that's the
hope.
goal. Right now, within 2 months, hit 10K. That's my goal. But realistically, I think my biggest goal right now is, in order to grow my channel more, I need to try a few new things. So like I said, I'm rebranding a few things, changing up some games that I play, um, changing up like whatever content I put up on TikTok and all that stuff. I'm trying to change up all that stuff, rebrand all that stuff. Um, if possible, by this time next year, I'm actually hoping to be like right on the edge of getting closer to partner. Um, and I'm hoping to push for more 24-hour charities. I know we're doing one in either June or July, and then we're doing one in December this year. So I would like to push for three because I always do two. I'm trying to push for three maybe next year. And just that's pretty much it, man. Just grind for partner, and just trying to make as many people happy as I can, and just spread as much hope to whoever needs money for a charity right now. That's kind of the basis of what I'm trying to do for at least, at least for the rest of the year going into next year.
So, like you said, you want to do, your goal is to try doing 3 charity streams. How do you mentally prepare for a charity stream, especially because like with your last one, that last one was a banger. Like that was awesome. How do you mentally prepare for that, and how do you in general just prepare for doing big events like those?
So the first two I did for St. Jude, I honestly just winged it. Like I just like I told whoever I was in my community, I was like, hey guys, like in like 3 days we're doing a 24-hour stream, and they're like, wait, what? It's like, yeah, like we're jumping into it. They're like, oh, okay.
Didn't know this was happening, but
Yeah, right. I just like decided like like the week before to do it. So that was like the first two I did back in 2019. And then when I started redoing them again, or sorry, 2020, it was when I did my first 24 hours. Uh, and then so 2021, I was like, all right, like now I actually like I have to be more prepared. So when I did the St. Jude one in July, I realized there was a few things I could have done like better. So I did plan ahead. I think I planned like almost like 3-4 weeks ahead to let people know like, hey, like on this day next month we're doing a 24-hour. This time around when I did the Wounded Warrior one, which is probably one of my favorite ones that I've done so far, um, is thankfully I had a lot of people in my community that are military. So I was like, hey, like within like the next like 2-3 months, like most likely in December, we're doing a 24-hour charity for Wounded Warriors, but I need to prepare like now. So like 2 months ahead of time, I told Castle, I talked to AOB, I talked to Jed the Red, like I talked to anyone that I knew that were either in or had connections to some military, and I was like, let's just get this out there, like spread it out like wildfire. I made posters, I made flyers, I posted them at my work. I sent them to like all my friends that that had social media following. I'm like, yo, post if you can, post this on your social medias, like let them know what we're doing. It's not for me to raise money for me. I'm doing it for a good cause, and I think just the whole word of mouth thing really helped a lot. Um, being able to talk to you guys as well, and then knowing a few other communities that were like, had bigger followings. I was like able to talk to some of them, and they were able to kind of like spread the word and retweet my stuff too. Um, so that's how I started preparing for my 24 hours, like in order to like let people like have people become aware of when we're doing it, what we're doing it for. Um, the physical preparation is
that's a different story.
just that's a whole different ball game, man. The worst part is I don't drink coffee, so it's like I either drink water or gamer stuff. Exactly. There you go. See, exactly. Eh. I'm like gamer stuff. So I usually have like 3 or 4 of them ready. I'll just start pounding them every like 6 hours. I'll pound like 1 24-ounce one and just keep going. Um, but yeah, I mean, just word of mouth, and just anyone that wants to do charity streams, I definitely recommend like doing a charity that you can either relate to or that you kind of have a better connection to, because then it'll kind of like you can kind of sell your passion for why you're doing it, and people tend to be more charitable toward that. Um, like St. Jude. Like, I know a lot of people in my community, a lot of adults in my channel have children. A lot of them have newborns. A lot of people in my community are veterans or are currently active military. So it's like that's kind of why I did those two specifically, because I know that children are our future, and our soldiers are the reason why we're still here.
Mm-hmm.
So those two really mean a lot to me. I know next year we have a few that we're planning on. We're gonna do St. Jude and Wounded Warrior again this year, but I think next year we might do something else, some maybe against like abuse for women, abuse women, abuse children, maybe like for foster home children, foster home pets, stuff like that. So I want to do some bigger ones next year, and like that's kind of why I'm hoping to push for that partner grind, so I can do this full time and do more charity streams. So, but yeah, so definitely the preparation is just word of mouth and just try to get awareness like at least a month in advance, so people kind of start spreading the news about your stuff.
There you go. I guess really then kind of my main question is how do you see right now, we're kind of going through this big I think the right term for it is like a stream war sort of thing, or like a streaming war or something like that between Twitch, YouTube, Facebook / Meta / whatever the fuck it's called now.
Yeah.
How do you see that, and how do you see those platforms developing from here on out? Because or do you have any idea, or are you just sitting there? I'm just here for the ride.
For me, I mean, I've looked into all platforms. I started off on Twitch. I did look into YouTube for a little while, just because I know what their requirements were. Or different than Twitch. I know Twitch you need like 3 active three active viewers with 50 following, whereas like YouTube you need at least like 1,000 subscribers to be even considered part of their program. You know what I mean? I think you need at least like about, I think it's like 500 or 1,000 watched hours of your content. So it's like they make you grind for that for a reason. Facebook, Facebook Meta, Facebook GG or Meta, whatever it is now. I don't really know what they do. I never really looked into them, but I know there's another one that's actually that tried making its debut. Trovo, I think, is another one that's trying to do their thing too. I never looked into them either. I know I had a friend of mine that gave him a shot. He said it wasn't bad. He felt like he got more viewership, but that's same like with Mixer. It's a new platform. Mm-hmm. Everyone's gonna look into it. So
I remember we were approached by them a while ago to bring our Counter-Strike stuff over there. And
for Mixer?
For Trovo.
Trovo, okay.
Yeah, we were approached by them, and they have an interesting model for everything compared to like, right now there's like I saw a trending on Twitter the other day. It's like stream salaries or something like that. That's what it was. But like platforms guaranteeing monetary value each month if like for hitting certain numbers and stuff. And like I know one, like that's something that they're kind of starting to drive over at Trovo was, hey, if you're streaming X amount and you have to be hitting these kind of viewership numbers, and they're a lot lower compared to like YouTube and Twitch for like partner and stuff, right? But like that they have an interesting model going on over there. Is it going to last? I don't know, because it's also the same kind of model that you had behind Mixer, and look how that turned out. Like,
right, and that's the thing. Like, I'm not sure how long that one will last, but I mean, Facebook's been around for, 12, 13 years now, maybe even more than that. I think.
Shit, when was Facebook founded?
I know I made my Facebook account when I was like 14, 15, I want to say, like on high school. So it's been at least like 12 years.
It's almost. It was in 2004 was when Facebook was founded.
Oh my god, I feel so old. What? 2004?
2004.
Oh my lord, dude.
That's almost 20 years ago.
When did MySpace come out? Hold on, when did MySpace come out?
Facebook was February 2004, so it was exactly 18 years ago.
No, like I'm wondering, because I know I never had a MySpace, but I know my friends did.
MySpace, you said?
Yeah.
MySpace was founded August 1st, 2003, so that was probably about 6 months before Facebook.
Okay, so
it was only 6 months before Facebook?
Yeah, cause I know I was like pretty positive they both came out around the same time. Cause I remember MySpace being a bigger thing because you could put like music in your intro and all that stuff. So that's where people were able to click more. Like, oh, you listen to that band too? Like, yeah, I do too. And then
Yeah, man.
instant friends. I never had one, but a lot of my friends did, and
It's gonna
I
sound
remember like when that came a big thing. Like when Facebook slowly started taking off, everyone was like, oh, well, this is better. Forget MySpace, and that just shut down. I was like, oh, okay, so no one's doing MySpace anymore. All right, cool. Like, I just jumped on this bandwagon for nothing. Then, all right.
right. I was sitting there. It's like like when MySpace was started on the big decline.
Mm,
It's gonna sound really bad, really really bad.
uh-oh.
But that was 2008, 2009. I was 10.
You're such a baby.
Dude, looking at these
Okay.
dates and stuff now, I'm sitting here. It's like, how is it that long ago?
Nah, dude,
Because
time
like,
flies, man. It's crazy to think how fast time moves now.
and to think like some of these kids are calling us boomers at this point.
And they're like 13. You're just a boomer. It's like, excuse me, like I was in your same footing like 10 years ago.
Like 10 years ago.
But wait,
Then
I'm
you
dating
stand
myself. Hold on.
then you stand up. It's like, oh my back.
Snap, crackle, pop. My knees are going.
Oh man.
But
Are we
yeah, like, I
old?
mean, we're not old. We're experienced. That's how my customers are like, yeah, they're like, oh, I'm old. Like, no, you're experienced, honey. Like, oh yeah, a lot of experience in these old bones. Like, oh no.
I'm already getting that in my knee, man.
Oh, dude. That's so hard to imagine right now, man. Just to think about it.
MySpace and Facebook were founded when I was 5.
Jesus Christ. How old was I? I was 10. Oh no, I was no, I was 11. Oh my god. That makes sense though, because I like started like slowly looking into it more like in like when I was like 14, 15. So yeah, it makes sense.
The concept of time just doesn't compute in my head these days.
It doesn't anymore though, because you know what it is. Like a lot of people start like putting out like even like decorations now. Like right now we're in February, but they started putting out like Valentine's Day stuff like mid-January. It's
Right?
like wait until it gets to the end of the month, then put stuff out. You know what I'm saying? Like even like Halloween, they'll put Halloween decorations out like in like
August.
September, right?
Yeah.
August. Sorry, yeah, August. Like dude, like we still have like another month and 2 months. Like chill out.
Right.
We got time, you know.
Like Christmas music is still playing in Christmas in stores right after Halloween. It's like, bro, we haven't reached Thanksgiving yet.
We haven't even had the turkey yet, dude. Like chill. It's not even Black Friday yet. You're doing this now, dude. Oh, that kills me at work. I'll be sitting there. I'll be just just jamming out, chilling out. And I'll sit here just like the sleigh bells, and I'm like, there's no shot they're playing Christmas music right now. It's like it is November 2nd. Don't even do this right now.
Mariah
Like, oh my
Carey
God.
comes on every other hour, and you're like,
Like I know what you want for Christmas. Okay, I get it. when you hear that song like 14 times a day, dude, 7 days a week. Oh my lord, dude.
dude, I hated working retail for that. Like, you're sitting there the entire time, like, yeah, you may want me, but nobody else does.
Oh. I got a face only mother can love. I know, I get it.
Oh man.
But back to the whole platform war. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, realistically, I definitely think Twitch and YouTube will definitely keep taking off. I know YouTube is starting to make a bigger name now that a lot of the bigger streamers are over there. You got Lupo over there now. You got Doc there, or Doc's still there, I should say. But you got Tim and Salmon that switched over.
Is Doc actually partnered with YouTube, or is that just you're just allowed to stream on our platform?
No, I think he is partnered, because I don't think because technically you have to be partnered in order to how Twitch, you have to be at least affiliated in order to receive
Or I mean more to say is does he have the same requirements as Valkyrie does, like the contractual stuff, or is it just because they have their partner program, right? To where
yeah,
I haven't looked on the YouTube shit in a long time because I haven't streamed for 4 years now. Shit, I haven't streamed in 4 years.
Where you at though?
My brain aneurysm. My brain's just done today, man. But but like, you see Ray and she's killing it over there, right? She's
Yeah.
absolutely blowing up on YouTube. They have Ray, they have Courage, they have Lupo, they have a bunch of new
Well,
streamers,
I
right?
know. Courage is. He's always been on YouTube. I don't think he's never
Well,
not been on
he streamed
YouTube.
on Twitch. He moved. I think that
He.
was
I,
he was salaried with Twitch, and then he made the
right.
full move to YouTube when YouTube really started launching YouTube gaming.
Really, that's
Because
probably no longer. No.
he always did YouTube videos and stuff over there,
Yeah.
but because I remember the announcement of this was when 100 Thieves was in. This was right after he joined 100 Thieves, I think, like within that first year. Now you're at the point in the podcast, everybody, to where we're sitting here googling things because
Yeah.
now
Right.
we have no concept of when and stuff happened.
I think what I've looked into like prior to is I know when Courage started becoming like doing the more casting, when he started like doing the casting thing, is like I think he started doing more like YouTube. I think he used Twitch to like have people, like, he was making content on YouTube, but then when he was on Twitch, it was like after he kind of blew up the whole casting thing. He's like, all right, guys, like I'm officially gonna be kind of doing like YouTube content. So I think
Hmm.
he just did a Twitch thing just to kind of promote his YouTube videos. And then now that YouTube actually has, YouTube Live now, like they're all going to that now, and that's what he's doing because all of his content's there. It's like he didn't really have much on Twitch. I mean, he did get a decent following, but I think he just felt it was better off to like keep his YouTube up because that's where he was getting most of his money was from YouTube anyway. So, which
He
makes sense. I totally get that.
he joined YouTube exclusively in 2019.
2019,
Yeah,
really,
he left Twitch at that point, and yeah, because
really.
he was the first like really big streamer. This is on Variety. I'll shoot you this link quick. Uh,
Because now I'm curious.
um, yeah, because that was around the same time that Shroud and Ninja joined Mixer.
Mixer, right,
So
right,
that
right.
was kind of the big migration from Twitch because I think that was around the same time that Twitch was doing a lot of the DMCA stuff, like the hard hitting DMCA stuff, right? To where people were starting to get
Which
clips
I'm
taken
pretty
down and fines and stuff.
they're trying to like. I don't know if you heard recently. They're trying to like be like, oh yeah, we're cracking down on DMCA, but not as much though. So you guys don't have to worry about it. It's like, yeah, sure.
Hmm.
Yeah, sure. And I know a couple of my like videos got flagged recently because of like some songs that I've been playing, but like I play myself on Spotify, and if it says DMCA free, I'm assuming it's DMCA free. So
Hmm.
but who knows? You know what I mean? It might have been, but now it's not. But who knows?
Yeah,
Uh,
but
but
no, it's gonna
but
be
it
really
makes sense
interesting.
though.
It's gonna be really interesting to follow what these platforms do. Is like,
Hmm.
is Twitch gonna start moving and really showcasing people uploading stuff instead of just streaming and like their clips and stuff? And is YouTube eventually going to make it easier for viewers and stuff to find their streamers' clips? Because right now, from what I've seen, and I listened to, I think this was 4 months ago, where Valkyrie was like, "Yeah, you guys can clip things, but I don't know where to find them."
Yeah, that's the one thing. Like, you'd have to go like to like, your dashboard, go to clips, and then click on my channel. And then by the time you do that, you have to scroll through
How many
who knows how
people clip
many.
that?
Especially, that's what I'm saying. Who knows how many? You might have like one clip that someone made, and then you might have a clip like right after that, like 40 people might have made, and it's like, well, where's that one clip at now? You know what I
Hmm.
mean? So I get it. Um, it would definitely be nice if Twitch kind of cleaned up some of their stuff. But I don't think they can kind of do exactly what YouTube does because it's gonna be that whole idea of like, well,
Are these two
they're just
platforms too?
copying our stuff now, just like how like
Yeah.
Slav and OBS have that issue. You know what I mean? It's like no one's gonna want that headache. So
Oh, dude, I did not see that coming when
I
that
didn't
dropped.
either.
That was nuts.
I was like when I started seeing that like on TikTok, I was like, what do you mean? And then when cause I use slobs, that's what I usually use.
That's what most people used. Hell, a lot of people were recommending to me use this for recording stuff or use this for streaming Counter-Strike games and all that sort of stuff, right?
Right.
And it's like all of a sudden this big news dropped off the face, like just dropped in everybody's laps, and it's like, how did we not hear about this sooner? Because Slobs has been around for a while now.
Right. Almost the same time as OBS.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm like, huh, it kind of makes sense, but...
It makes sense, but it's also like, how is it... Alright, I'm going to Google it now. When did... That was 2014 that came out. Wow. Wait. Yeah, so Streamlabs was founded in 2014 as Twitch Alerts, but changed it due to... Wow! This isn't even the first time that this has happened with them.
It isn't?
Streamlabs was founded in 2014 as Twitch Alerts, but changed it due to having no official affiliation with Twitch.
Wow.
Logitech then purchased the company for $89 million in 2019. So they didn't learn it the first time.
My question is now, like, even though they got like bought by Logitech in 2019, didn't that whole argument just start like last year? Like, where they were copying off OBS?
That was like November, but like
that's what I'm saying. So it's like,
but like they changed it probably shortly after the Twitch Alerts thing, because then they changed it to Streamlabs and were advertising as Streamlabs OBS. And then they were bought by Logitech, and they're still owned by Logitech right now.
Did you hear about the whole? This is like shortly after the whole like OBS Slavs thing, but like Slavs is like now making like the Streamlabs like Stream Deck.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my, like, dude, it's like stop, like.
You keep making the same mistake over and
like,
over
yeah,
and over
like,
again.
how have you not figured out that you're doing it wrong? Like, please stop. Like, I still want to use your guys' platform, but you're making me want to switch so bad right now.
You're sitting there. Have
30 seconds to switch.
Have none of you ever watched Wolf of Wall Street? Like, did somebody in that office had to have seen that at one point? It's like, the same kind of shit's going on here.
Yeah. It's like, dude,
looks around the building. Does this seem shady to anybody else at this point?
Okay. Anybody?
Guys, we need to watch this just also because, Leonardo DiCaprio is freaking great in it, and, the cast list and some of the explicit content. But, like, nobody else see the parallels between what we're doing here?
That's just crazy, though, dude.
That's just nuts, man. Like, to see where they... It's going to be interesting to see what happens with that platform. And same thing with, like, Twitch and YouTube and Facebook and all that sort of fun stuff. Like, what's going to happen with those platforms as the next couple of years go on and more people are going to be focusing, especially here in North America, towards gaming and streaming? Because, like, you have that already in, like, most of Europe and Eastern Asia, to where esports and gaming... Hell, North Korea has a full, like, section of their government. Like, they have a department of gaming or department of esports. To where they have... Crazy. It's nuts. And they've had it for over, like, a decade at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, especially as North America starts opening their eyes a lot more, and especially, I'd say, kind of our region, because you live down in the Chicago area, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, the Midwest... you see a lot of people, if you're not in a large city like Chicago, Detroit, St. Louis, a lot of people don't really know what esports is. But a lot of those areas are starting to see, oh, this is what competitive gaming is. And this, like, when Booga won that $3 million, that really opened up a lot of people's eyes. Like, holy crap, this is actually a thing now here. And as that continues to grow, like, it's going to be interesting to see how these platforms and are forced to change and start following some of the rules that are normally a thing. Because, like, I don't think Streamlabs would have been able to get away with that if they were a YouTube sort of thing. Like, if they kind of had like the same name as YouTube and Google would have been on that shit immediately.
Oh, they wouldn't have lasted 30 seconds.
No, like
what's this delete? Like, done. Like, you're out.
We own the internet. You're shut down. Bye bye.
We own you now.
We like this little snippet of code right there, so we're gonna take that. And goodbye.
Put it in our pocket, thank you.
Right, but it's gonna be really interesting to see how these platforms in the esports scene and content scene and all that sort of stuff changes over the next little bit, because NA is just learning about all this stuff.
I even have my customers too that are like, so like, what do you like raise your money on? I'm like, oh, you know, I play video games for like 24 straight hours on Twitch, and they're like, what the hell is Twitch? Like, huh? Right? I'm like, oh yeah, well.
You see that clip of Gordon Ramsay?
Yes! I was watching that, dude. I was watching it with my fiance when she was like, "Oh yeah, I'm a streamer on a platform called Twitch," and I was like, "Oh, that's cool." And he's like, "What the f is Twitch?" And I was like, "What?"
Like,
I'm like, this man literally just like got told like you can make money by just like recording it, like what he does for a living. Just open up a platform on Twitch right now. He'd be a partner in like 30 seconds.
Dude, he has a TikTok, right? Where he
does and it's hysterical.
He does stuff with his daughter on there, right?
Sometimes a lot of his videos are like when people like tag him like, oh hey Gordon Ramsay, what do you think of this? And he'll like you know critique it by just looking at how you're cooking and stuff. Like those ones are funny though.
I love
like,
seeing
it's raw. No!
I love the ones where people are cooking like an omelet or something, because you know the rule, like a chef can tell if you're really good at cooking by how you cook an egg or how you cook an omelet, or that saying goes. I love seeing the ones where people are making eggs and he's like, no, it's not how you do it.
It's wrong. What are you doing?
Oh man. That dude's a content machine. He has he has like 3-4 shows at this point, and he's doing stuff on late night TV, and he's doing stuff on TikTok, and
Dude's just swimming in money right now. He can literally not do a damn thing the rest of his life and just enjoy, but he just enjoys what he does, though.
Right.
Which is funny.
Like,
I just want to do it because I can. It's like, oh, wow, good for you, dude.
Whatever. It's like,
I'm waiting for the day I go on Twitch and I just see Gordon Ramsay, the official, like, streaming. Take my money, take my money, take my money. It's all yours.
Right? It would be kind of the same thing as, you know, T-Pain now streams on Twitch, and he's been streaming on Twitch for a while. Do you watch any of his stuff?
Once, maybe twice. Like, I'm like, he'll pop up my recommended once in a while. I'm like, screw it, and I'll click on it. And he's just, a lot of times he's just kind of just sitting there, kind of just like vibing, just talking. And I'm like, okay, I'll just chill.
If I'm up late at night and he's streaming, and none of you guys are, like, obviously you guys take priority on my watching time.
Right.
But if he's on, his streams are a fucking blast. Because, like, sometimes, so there's times where he'll listen to other like small artists' music and stuff. Because he has his Discord where people can promote their own music and stuff. And he'll sit there, listen to their music on stream. Be like, bro, that's fucking dope. You know, his high-pitched voice. Cool. Right? Or it's like, he'll be making music on stream, which is even cooler because he's actually using, like, the programs and stuff, and you can see it. Or he'll sit there and play video games and just look like an idiot. And... like, I think he was playing VR Forza or something like that, and he had like he had like a full like setup to where he had the pedals and the steering wheel, and like the thing would actually move around a little bit, and he'd be like, "We're just gonna go over this hill here," and he'd just be like, "Fuck." The dude is so funny. I'm so glad he's gotten involved with Call of Duty too. Like, it's interesting to see all these celebrities and like pro athletes and all that sort of stuff come to Twitch. Yeah, it's just,
well, it gives them something to do. Cause I mean, it's like, I know, like, I don't know if you listen to Falling in Reverse, but Ronnie Radke, he streamed on Twitch like a lot. And I used to love watching him because he would just chill, vibe. And I know a lot of times whatever money he would make, he would like donate to charity a lot, which is really cool. So whenever he gets like a hype train, he'll try to keep it going as much as he can for a certain amount of time. And then once he like hits a certain goal, he'll reset the goal and make it higher. And like I said, whatever he makes, he usually like donates it.
That's fucking
So
awesome.
yeah, so I was like, hey, that's pretty cool. And then he'll like do like giveaways, like, oh, whoever give the most like subs at this hype train gets like a free T-shirt or a free like jacket or something like that. It's like,
That's dope,
that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
right? I'm a huge football fan, and
Mm.
there's the third string quarterback for the Packers. I'm a big Packers fan. I live an hour south of Green Bay,
All right.
and his name's Kurt Benkert. He actually he's on Ghost Gaming right now. He was actually at the uh, that big Twitch event this past weekend, like the Twitch
Mm.
Rivals or whatever.
Yeah.
And he streams on Twitch like every day now since it's the off season. But
Yeah.
like seeing people like that taking advantage of the gaming community, freaking awesome. Cause like middle of December, so I just got done with school. I just graduated, and like the following week, he announced on Twitch during stream with a famous YouTuber. Halfway through a stream, he's like, "You know what, guys? We're gonna do a big community event tonight here at Lambeau at let's say 5. Come out and hang out." And it's like 10 degrees outside and dropping rapidly because it's Green Bay in the middle of December. And just because of Twitch and gaming and stuff, he had like, I'll send you the picture because I'll have to dig through my phone for it again. But there's easily like 5,000 people that came out
Oh,
just based on a
I
quick
believe it
Twitter
though.
post and stuff. And it's not like he's a big known person either. He's a third string quarterback that took like 4 snaps in the NFL. So it's not
Mm.
like he's one of the big dudes. But like because of gaming and stuff, he's like he understands the need for a community.
Yeah.
And he's taken full advantage of it. And it's awesome to see how these platforms and all these celebrities and stuff like that are taking advantage of it and how people are learning from those. But we're rolling up on that hour mark, if not having already passed it. So I'm not going to take up too much of your time today, so I'm just going to leave you off with the last little bit before to promote. Say anything you want within reason. Please don't get me canceled. I hope you like it here enough to where you don't want me to fail. But
You're
no.
good. You know, never do you.
Yeah. No, but yeah, no, I'm going to leave you with the however much time you promote, plug, say anything you really want, shout people out, go for it.
I appreciate it, man. Well, I would love to thank you, Zach, for all the love you give me. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it, man. Ladies and gentlemen that are listening and watching, if you do want to check me out, I do stream Monday through Thursday, 5:30 to 10:30, sometimes 11:30 p.m. Central Time. I'm on Twitch, I'm on YouTube, TikTok as well. So feel free to come check me out. I'm always available. Discord's always fun to have. You know, always have fun. Have people in the Discord. So we talk about a lot of mental health stuff. If you are going through some struggles, we're there to help you out because we love you. We appreciate you. Huge shout out to my boy AOB, Angel of Battle, really good dude. Love his casting work. Just love him as a good friend, real good friend of mine. Definitely got to shout out Castle, got to shout out Wolf, got to shout out Mead, my boys and girls that are always game with me, just really good people. And just to the whole Mass fam, you guys are all awesome. I love you all. And to the Valkyries, you guys have been nothing but courteous and awesome to me. Appreciate you guys. And like I always say, every day, single day in the Mass fam home, you have 3 rules. You have to follow these 3 rules every single day, 365 days a year. You always got to stay beautiful. You always got to stay humble. But most importantly, you have to keep staying awesome. Appreciate you guys, and I appreciate your time.
Well, thank you for coming on board, and that is it for today, everybody. Thank you, Mazards, for coming on the show today.
Thank you.
And before we cut out, I have to do the plug. Use code Valkyrie on GamerSups for 10% off. This dude over here is officially going to have a code here in the very near future, so make sure you use his as well to help him out when that's official and that's public. That you've already said that you're partnered with them, right?
Yeah.
I thought I saw it on TikTok, yeah. Otherwise, I'd have to cut that out or mute that, and that'd be awkward.
You're all good.
But yeah, no, they just released an awesome, great flavor. If you're huge into the waifu stuff, this stuff is good quality, and everybody loves it, especially this dude. And totally recommend checking them out. Use code Valkyrie at Acquire also. You can see I'm wearing this awesome hoodie. This is no longer in circulation. That jersey's no longer in circulation, but we have some awesome stuff up at all times, and you'll see that again at some point. We know that. But, yeah, they got some awesome stuff over there, and, so we'll see you next time. Deuces.